Running a small business means I wear lots of hats. When I put on my hiring hat, I can count on LinkedIn Hiring Pro to make it easy. LinkedIn Hiring Pro helps manage my hiring workflow, puts my job post in front of a unique network of professionals, and matches me with the best candidates for my business. I can also share my job with my network. No other job site lets me do that. No wonder most small businesses say they'd use LinkedIn Hiring Pro again. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
The new Red Bull Dragonberry Energizer is now at McDonald's. Made with freeze-dried dragon fruit. And made to lock in. The all-new Energizer, now at McDonald's.
Hi, Dumpster Divas. Welcome back to another episode of Dumpster Dive with me, Tom Hamlet. I am happy to be here, gabbing another week with my Dumpster Divas, chatting all things Housewives, Bravo, and reality TV lore. A couple business things right at the top. I say this every week. I should just stop saying that. Right at the top. Right at the top. Take two. Right at the top, we got to chat about content this week. Great interview just dropped with Blair Saki. I've been loving Blair for a long time. Blair has some of the best, most inspired, unique comedy out in the interweb. So go check out all of Blair's content. I loved getting to chat with her. And it was kind of gaggy because Blair literally, I did not know this going into it, but she grew up with the Keoghs. Like, she knew Shane Keogh. She knew the body of Bravo, Shane Keogh, Miss Body. So Blair and I had a great chat, so definitely go check that out. But I'm loving the series of 20 years of Housewives. So we have recaps of Ultimate Girls Trip as well as interviews with great guests, great comedians, great pop culture enthusiasts. Coming up next in the pipeline, we have an interview with H. Alan Scott. H. Alan is a journalist and also part-time drag queen, and just kind of in the middle of the pop culture conversation. And I am really looking forward to having y'all hear my chat with H. Allen, and then also, some other things coming down the pipeline. I teased earlier, we've got an episode with Ronnie, the Smith sisters. Lots of really fun content coming up soon. So today, however, is an Ultimate Girls Trip recap. If you want a video version of this episode, do check out the Dumpster Dive YouTube channel at youtube.com/dumpsterdivepod. If you want an early access ad-free version of the video or the audio, you can get the audio at Patreon. You can get the video at either Patreon or YouTube. Become a member on YouTube or a patron on Patreon for $4.99 a month, the Trash Talker tier. And that'll get you everything you need. And then if you want to throw a little more money at your man. I'm dancing for my audio girls. So you can, there's a $15 tier. That's just for people who, want to throw a little extra coin my way. You get your name read out at the end of the show. We'll get to that later on in this episode. But let's dive into Ultimate Girls Trip. So this is episode 2 of Ultimate Girls Trip, Roaring 20s. Roaring 20th. The name still really does not land. Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Roaring 20th is maybe the longest television title in the history of television. Would you say? That's what it feels like. So I struggle with it. But I really still liked this episode. It was definitely a filler episode in certain ways. I don't think there was drama front to back, but to be honest, it is just really fun to see this group of girls together. I struggled with a couple of the Ultimate Girls Trips because they were doing, on New York, they were doing a lot of rehashing, right? It was a lot of rehashing old New York. And then On the Thailand trip, it was a lot of talking about the drama going on their own shows. Like, I think why I love the Berkshires Ultimate Girls Trip was because it was really just like these women trying to have fun against all odds at Bluestone Manor, you know? And then the first one was just really fun to see a group of girls that had never crossed paths before together. So this is falling in line with me for seasons 1 and 2 of Ultimate Girls Trip, where it's really just a blast to see all of them just exist and create storylines just within this group. So I'm really having a nice time, even though it was kind of a filler episode. The episode starts off with Kyle breaking down about her divorce. It is her 30th wedding anniversary that day. I believe she said 30, because I think that would make sense because they got married when they were like 22. So yeah, and she's in her 50s. Yeah, her 30th wedding anniversary, Mauricio sent her a text that said, "How did we get here?" Now, I find that to be manipulative. Like, Mauricio is tough for me. I still really struggle with him. I think that he did some really dirty work to Kyle. I don't think that he treated her right. I feel that he just let his midlife crisis really get the best of him. And this version of him is just really tough. And if I was Kyle, I would struggle coming back from it. You know, I have a lot of friends that are in open relationships, and the open relationships work for them. They're all obviously not straight, but straight people, I think, struggle with the conversations around openness because men are not to be trusted in a lot of ways. But whenever you open up a relationship, I mean, Luann, this happened to Luann, right? She opened up her relationship and the relationship ended. I think sometimes being open is a Band-Aid, when I think it can be a really successful way to be in a relationship if it's additive instead of a Band-Aid. And Mauricio definitely stepped out sometime. And I don't know, that's allegedly, but the vibes are he stepped out. And he was a little too eager, a little too giddy, not Getty Images, giddy to get out in these streets. And being able to see your man out in these streets with women on ski slopes would really put me in a bad spot, you know? So all love to Kyle, but you know, who doesn't have love for Kyle is Vicky. Vicky tries to comfort her, and what does Vicky do? Make it all about her. She says, "You were the epitome of staying together forever. You were supposed to grow old together." And then Kyle was like, "I know, but I know it's only going to get better. Like, I just have to keep pushing through this." And Vicky goes, "No, it's not going to get better." Now, Vicky, you talk about Dawn a little too much when you were the one that screwed Dawn over. And what's so interesting is that Vicky is a very godly woman, right? She self-proclaimed godly woman. And the thing that I struggle with religion sometimes, right, is this idea of forgiveness, right? It's atoning for sins, all that. Like, is God, is your higher being like forgiving, or is it built on guilt? Like, which is it really though? Because Vicky doesn't allow herself the ability to move on. She doesn't allow herself the ability to forgive, to, you know, confess to her sins, quote unquote. Like, she cheated on Dawn, which she revealed in this current season of Orange County with Brooks. And that is the kind of straw that broke the camel's back on her needing to get a divorce from Dawn. And she says in this that part of the reason she got divorced was just because the TV life really took over and she felt like a star and she felt like Dawn was holding her back, and it's the worst decision that she ever made. And I just need her to let this go. It says that her divorce was finalized in 2014. I thought it was finalized like way before that, but maybe papers were filed in like 2012, 2011, and then they didn't get divorced till 2014. Because I do believe there was a longer divorce because he was asking for spousal support or something. I can't remember. There was a spousal support situation. But Brianna and Michael, her children, still maintain a relationship with Dawn, which has to be really weird for Vicky. So All of this to say, Vicky, you were the one that made these decisions. You need to figure out a way to move on. You've been with multiple men since Dawn. You're with a man now that you say makes you very happy. I know he's MAGA just like you, baby. And y'all look happy as a clam.
Running a small business means I wear lots of hats. When I put on my hiring hat, I can count on LinkedIn Hiring Pro to make it easy. LinkedIn Hiring Pro helps manage my hiring workflow, puts my job post in front of a unique network of professionals, and matches me with the best candidates for my business. I can also share my job with my network. No other job site lets me do that. No wonder most small businesses say they'd use LinkedIn Hiring Pro again. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
The new Red Bull Dragonberry Energizer is now at McDonald's. Made with freeze-dried dragon fruit. And made to lock in. The all-new Energizer, now at McDonald's.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Hey guys, today I'm interviewing my cat about his perfect bistro food. Percy, you seem to be a big Perfect Bistro fan. Care to comment? Totally. What do you like about it? You love the high quality ingredients? And the delicious flavors, of course. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Listen to Percy, guys. Visit perfectbistro.com to try it for your cat.
So, move on. Because I'm tired of the Dawn montages. I love Dawn. I loved Dawn. What did you want us to say? We all told you he was great. You were the one. You were the one who effed that up. Please don't listen to this, Vicky. You'll probably never listen to this, but you'll probably troll me for life if you do. Also, Luann comes up to them and is like, "Dolls, the fan is here. We gotta get to Beverly Hills." She's kind of like bordering on Joan Rivers and Elaine Stritch at all times. "Dolls, the fan is here. We gotta get to Beverly Hills. It's Beverly Hills time, dolls. It's me, Luann. Let me entertain you. Let me make you smile. You gotta get a gimmick. Gotta get a gimmick." She needs to be Elektra in Gypsy. Oh my God. Luann, if you get to this, I'm going to make this a reel. Who is casting you in Gypsy? Who is it? We could have had you in the Broadway revival with Audra McDonald. I'm sorry. We need Luann de Lesseps as Elektra in Gypsy. Gotta get a gimmick. Gotta get a gimmick. Got. So yeah, Luann gets the dolls. Luann gets the dolls in the van. The van, Sprinter vans are where things happen because you isolate the women. There's only one cameraman there and Nest cameras. Like you're in for some drama, and everyone's popping bottles, and Vicky's dead eyes. Vicky is dead eyes in general. Something is wrong. I've said this on this podcast. I've said this on other podcasts. Like, something's wrong. What is happening? Because Vicky is the whoop it up girl. And it feels like someone has like a gun to her head and is like, "You must whoop it up. You must whoop. You must whoop." Because she can't be fun right now. And the girls feel it. They're like, you can tell they're all like, "Hey, like, girlie, you like good? Are you like sad? Are you like, what's going on?" You can tell they feel her overwhelming sense of sadness and they're trying to help out, but to no results, really. So everyone's popping bottles. Vicky is dead eyes. She brings out her computer, starts to work. Giselle tries to bring up this situation, how Lisa talked to her about Vicky drunkenly beefing in the car with Giselle behind her back the night before after the quiet woman. So Giselle tries to confront Vicky and is like, hey, I don't know what you're doing. You're on your laptop, but I am kind of like trying to talk to you. And Vicky's like, I have to work. I have to work. I have to work. Okay? I have to work. And Vicky, here's my issue too with Vicky is that like she prides herself in being like the star, the legend, all this. And it's like, I just wish you would lean into it then. Like you're like, I am the reason you're all here, but I still have to run my life insurance agent. She doesn't need to work at that life insurance company anymore. Michael runs it essentially. Like she doesn't need to be there. She has money. I don't really know why she continues to do it. I'm sure it brings her happiness to like curate money for her family. That is a love language of hers. But if you're going to continue to do that and be on the Housewives, you do need to realize there are times when you just need to shut the computer and be on the Housewives. Everyone here is making money. Everyone here got a fat check to be on this 6-week excursion. I bet you they each got like 200K to just go on a trip. Like they are obviously clocking into work. Like this is what they need to do. Vicky, you don't need to be answering emails right now. But she does it as this, like, I think sometimes she does it as a power move to be like, look at me, like, I work. I work. Okay. Sometimes nobody wants to work these days. You got to get up and work. Like, that's the vibe that Vicky gives and brings to the table here. But while they're having this conversation and confrontation, in the background, go back and watch, there is an ICE protest happening in Newport Beach. Now, if there's somewhere where there's going to be a volatile ICE protest, it is Newport Beach, because Newport Beach is crazy MAGA. Shout out to all of the non-MAGAs that are out here in these streets protesting against ICE. Also, if it needs to be said, fuck ICE, okay? I'll say it one more time, and I'm not bleeping this out. Fuck ICE. Fuck Trump. Okay? Vicky, maybe close the laptop, turn around, and see what's happening outside. Okay? But it was really wild to hear them fighting and then seeing these people in the background with these protest signs. It felt like something out of like a Time magazine cover. It was eerie. Gosh, sorry. It's not to bring the mood down. We're going to take a left turn. Lisa starts to bring up, sorry, I had to take a second to readjust my thoughts. Lisa brings up the fact that, like, I don't know why Vicky thought that she was going to get to just work in the van. Sprinter vans are for fighting. And we get this really amazing Sprinter van montage. And it includes one of my favorite moments, which is Tamra crying in Shannon's arms with the dead eyes, just like, because Vicky and Kelly said that Eddie is closeted. It's just so like them for these two MAGA girls to be like, your husband's gay. Your husband's gay. I hate that gay conversation. If anyone's going to have the gay conversation, it's gay guys. Gay guys can jokingly be like, he seems a little bit like, you know, and queer women, queer people in general can have the conversation that's like, is he, you know? Because we're not coming at it from a place of homophobia. We're coming at it from a place of like, let's get more on in the crew, right? When the wives do it on these shows, what they're saying is like, I can't believe anyone would ever be with a man who likes men. Yuck. So it's gross. But regardless, it made for an amazing moment when Tamara was crying in Shannon's arms. We also had, you know, all the SLC Sprinter van moments, although they didn't include Jen Shaw Sprinter van moment. I'm realizing now it was just like the fighting. So like, you're recording us. Who do you think you are to record us, Meredith? And yeah, it's a good old time. We love a Sprinter van. We do. And then Teresa brings up that she's also annoyed at Vicky because Vicky said that she has had the biggest transformation physically. And Teresa, I connected with Teresa here. She said something that really sat with my spirit, and we've seen this happen to Teresa on these shows where something doesn't bother her, and then 5 episodes later, she's like, that really bothered me. And I didn't realize it till right now. I can be like that sometimes too, where I like hear someone say something and I'm like, and then I get home and I'm like, wait, they absolutely read me. And I just let them do that.
Running a small business means I wear lots of hats. When I put on my hiring hat, I can count on LinkedIn Hiring Pro to make it easy. LinkedIn Hiring Pro helps manage my hiring workflow, puts my job post in front of a unique network of professionals, and matches me with the best candidates for my business. I can also share my job with my network. No other job site lets me do that. No wonder most small businesses say they'd use LinkedIn Hiring Pro again. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
The new Red Bull Dragonberry Energizer is now at McDonald's. Made with freeze-dried dragon fruit. And made to lock in. The all-new Energizer, now at McDonald's.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Hey guys, today I'm interviewing my cat about his perfect bistro food. Percy, you seem to be a big Perfect Bistro fan. Care to comment? Totally. What do you like about it? You love the high quality ingredients? And the delicious flavors, of course. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Listen to Percy, guys. Visit perfectbistro.com to try it for your cat.
Let me get up and go yell at them again. I can be like that. I'm just kind of like happy-go-lucky in the moment, and then it takes me sometimes a second to realize someone's maybe being combative or shady with me. So, Teresa, I feel you. And yeah, we just kind of go back and forth with Trey and Vicky about the whole look conversation. And Vicky also at BravoCon said on a panel with Rachel Lindsay, friend of the pod, that that Teresa is the most overrated housewife. Now, Vicky says that she thinks it was kind of out of jealousy because Teresa continued to stay in the cultural conversation while Vicky had been kicked off of her show. She holds a lot of resentment and anger and jealousy and grudges, right? I don't know what Vicky's sign is, but like it's weird that it's so much of her energy goes into what she doesn't have. And I struggle with connecting with people like that sometimes because like I'm not that person. I'm very much like it's all of us. And I talked about this last week about how it's like a we all win when Vicky's like a I win person. And yeah, it's hard to see. Vicky, you are 60 something years old. Life is fleeting, okay? I don't mean to bring this conversation down, but like life is short. There's no reason, and you are fortunate enough to be able to be on television for 20 years. Like, I just think it's silly to stay so hyper focused on all these things about who's wronged you, what's wronged you, who has more, who has less, who's above me, who's below me. Like, life's too short for all that, Vicky. I want you to be free. Be free. So the ladies arrive in Beverly Hills, and we get this clip package of Beverly Hills' biggest moments. And y'all, we're having these conversations with comedians, Bravo celebrities, creators, all this about who and what is most underrated, who is most adequately hyped. And Beverly Hills these days is a tough show. You know, Beverly Hills and OC both are struggling, I think, in the content department. But when you see these clips of where these shows used to be, you really do feel, and you feel what you felt then. And seeing these clips of season 1 and 2 of Beverly Hills, I mean, guys, I wore out. I bought like the Apple, what was it called? Season pass of Beverly Hills seasons 1 and 2 when it was airing because I was in college. And it was like my sophomore and junior year, maybe freshman and sophomore year of college. And I would just rewatch those over and over again every night. Those 2 seasons, they're just bangers. I was obsessed with these women. And it's sad because like it's so different. The show has just completely changed, and it's hard sometimes to look back at those fights and those moments because I'm like, that's not the show anymore. And I hope they find their path back. And if they don't, we have these moments where we're celebrating the legacy of the show. But everyone gets to the Beverly Hills Hotel. I've always wanted to say at the Beverly Hills Hotel just to say I did it, right? They arrive and Luann FaceTimes her German lover and he wants to see her coochie. Shout out to that. Shout out to Luann getting coochie. So everyone, they have like this big slumber party night, and this is their second night, I believe. And it's crazy that this is only their second night because it feels like we've been on this trip for so long. But yeah, the girls all getting very chic, like Valley of the Dolls slumber party attire, and just go have a nice little night with the girls. And what was so funny to me is that like this was this was a really wonderful time. I think the girls really I just love to see them connect. I think we take for granted the moments of real fun. And I think that's where I struggle with shows like Beverly Hills and OC. Even though there's not drama happening, there's not a lot of fun happening either. Like we're not having fun. We're just kind of like pretending to have fun. These are the moments that I love because it's really, really fun. And so the girls get together and they're just, having a girls' night. And Portia's teaching everyone how to twerk. We learned that Lisa can actually do the splits, which that was a surprise. And then Lisa has this confessional that really, I did laugh, I have to say, but I also kind of understood it. Lisa's in the confessional and she's like, I haven't laughed this hard in a long time. And she essentially elaborates, and the producer's like, why are you crying? And she elaborates on the fact that she doesn't have fun with her group of girls, essentially. Like, she wants to have fun. And every time they get together, it ends up being some sort of vitriolic fighting that often comes back with her being the villain. Now, I don't disagree. This is my big not beef, my big worry with SLC, that eventually we're going to head towards a place where these women are kind of like have fought too much about everything and we can't really get back anywhere. It's why I think SLC really struggles on the reunion front. I think their seasons are spectacular because they're forced to do other things than fight. But on the reunions, they're just really tough to get through because it's Lisa not listening, or Lisa yelling, and Heather yelling, and Whitney yelling, and Meredith yelling, and Bronwyn yelling, and Angie trying to be funny, and it's not funny. And they're better in their kooky environment, right? But Lisa, you don't have zero fault in the reason there's no fun being had. I think there's some things that y'all need to unpack as a group. I do think we need... maybe it's in a couple seasons, like a little bit of a refresh on the group, because we do need to have fun again, because the fun is what keeps a franchise lasting for a long time. The fun is what made Atlanta so watchable this season, is the girls are just hilarious together, right? It's what makes the good seasons of New York good, is that the girls have fun and there's camaraderie. So, Lisa, I agree with you, but I also think you have a little more part in it than you realize. So step up to the table, bring some fun. And I really do think that there is fun to be had in Park City. But the next day, they're going to an ugly leather pants party at Sutton's house. And Crystal is coming to the party because obviously she had the ugly leather pants. I found it really interesting that Sutton and Crystal were the two that they had isolate for like their own scene. Because a lot of the other Beverly Hills wives will be here in the next week's episode at Kyle's White Party. But I just thought it was really interesting to see that Sutton and Crystal, it makes me think that we are soft launching a Crystal return. I don't know why we got rid of her. She's one of the only wives in the larger pantheon that I am like, why did she leave? Why? She's good at her job. She also was like slowly getting better. Like every season, I think she was on 3 seasons. Every season got better and better. Her life was incredibly interesting. She kept the women on their toes because she kind of never had an allegiance to one specific wife. She was always like, this is a group of friends. I'll call out the friends when the time is, when the time is right. She also had her eyes on Anne Marie, that one wife, and rightfully so, because she ended up being like a monster. But she ended up being a monster on the show, going through some crazy stuff in the press right now. I'm not going to get into that, but there was just darkness there. Let's just say that. And I think she was like the first one to be like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? Because we want to be friends and there's just darkness around your aura. I don't know. Crystal, I love you. I think that you brought so much to the show, and I'm really hopeful that you do return in a friend of capacity. Allegedly, Beverly Hills just started filming again, which this is a long break for them. They don't usually break this long, and I think that's okay. They needed a minute. But this is fun. They have a little cocktail hour. Sutton hosts them a nice dinner or luncheon, rather. And then they do a scavenger hunt. Oh, before the scavenger hunt, they're talking about what happened in OC. And Luann says, yeah, then Vicky got on the mic and she was talking about how Slade says she looked like Porky Pig. And everyone's like, Miss Piggy. And Vicky's like, no. He said I looked like a puppet of a pig, not an actual pig. Also, Luann moved her name tag because she was like, I can't sit next to Vicky. Like, she's bothering me beyond belief right now. Also, if you go watch What Happens Live with the whole cast of Ultimate Girls Trip, it's so clear that everyone walks on eggshells around Vicky. They're like, it's okay, Grandma. It's okay. It's okay. I'm still Luann, Portia, and Giselle. The 3 of them are the MVPs of this season. I'm sorry. I love it. I love them together. They are laugh out loud funny. Laugh out loud funny. And then they do a scavenger hunt inspired by Let the Mouse Go. I don't really think this is as iconic of a moment in Beverly Hills as Sutton thinks so, but they have to go on the scavenger hunt to find the mouse, and the mouse has the $25,000 sunglass referencing Dana Pam. Sure. But the scavenger hunt was fun. And Lisa, this whole trip, I mean, once again, she's like, this is fun. Is this what fun is like? I've never had fun before. Fun, or it's more like, I've never had fun before. Is this what fun is like? Fun. F-U-N, fun. But, they had a good time. And then the episode ends on them finding the mouse that was out in the tennis court. I mean, these are sentences I never thought I'd say, but here we are. It was a filler episode, but I had a really nice time. Guys, I will be back with more episodes this week. We got a lot coming on the pipeline. We have an Atlanta recap. We have a recap on all things. What else? What else is happening? Oh, Summer House. We got to talk about the Summer House season 5 finale. That's going to be its own episode in itself. And some other special interviews coming your way. So do check all of that out. And a reminder, if you want to throw a little extra cash at the podcast, one, you don't even have to. I hate to say that, but like, you really just having you guys listen and rate, review, and DM me is more support than I ever could have imagined with this show. So let's say that first. For those of you with a little extra cash in the pocket, I read out the names of our $15 tier, our trash philanthropists here on the show. So I wanted to give a big shout out to, drumroll, my father, my mother, Andrew, Barbara, Kayla, Andrew, Brandon, and Wendy. Thank y'all for being trash philanthropists. It means the world. And I will be back in a couple days with more recaps. Thank y'all. Bye.
NFL football season is here, which means when you switch to Verizon, it feels like touchdown. Because you get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us when you buy an eligible 5G phone on select unlimited plans, which means you can watch every out-of-market game every Sunday afternoon. And it's all on us. Now that's the Verizon way to kick off the NFL football season right. Switch and get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us, only with Verizon.
This episode is brought to you by ChatGPT. Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. Have you guys heard about ChatGPT work? It's the new way to use ChatGPT for bigger multi-step projects. And when you need more than just answers, give ChatGPT work access to your apps and files, and it can create real work documents like spreadsheets, slides, and structured reports. Get started at chatgpt.com by selecting work mode, available on Plus and Pro plans.
The right window treatments change everything. Your sleep, your privacy, the way every room looks and feels. At Blinds.com, we've spent 30 years making it surprisingly simple to get exactly what your home needs. We've covered over 25 million windows and have 50,000 five-star reviews to prove we deliver. Whether you DIY it or want a pro to handle everything from measure to install, we have you covered. Real design professionals, free samples, zero pressure. Right now, get up to 40% off site-wide, plus get a free professional measure at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions apply.
See you.
Avatar: Fire and Ash is now streaming on Disney+. It's the film critics are calling the best Avatar yet.
Yeah! Go, 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 go!
A true epic and completely jaw-dropping.
This is the only pure thing in this world.
Return to Pandora on Disney+.
It will be an adventure for the whole fam.
And watch the Oscar-winning phenomenon at home.
This is sick!
Avatar: Fire and Ash, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.
At ZocDoc, we know being a healthy adult is like living in a video game. Every day has side quests, taxes, laundry, birthdays, and just when you're leveling up, you have to book a doctor. The insurance portal crashes, they put you on hold, your doctor doesn't take your plan, game over. We see you, so we made booking a doctor easy. Download ZocDoc, search by specialty, insurance, and availability. Book instantly, no cheat codes required. Find a doctor you love with ZocDoc.